Everyone, Corrie here, coming in to do my weekly channeled message. This is for the week of March the 7th, and it is on a very windy day here in Alberta, in Sylvan Lake. I don't know where it is everywhere else, or night, but it's been windy all day, and it kind of goes with the energy that I am picking up. Now, we do have some Pisces energy coming in as well, and I think there's a little bit of Taurus-y kind of energy. It's like this blend of energy that I'm really, truly picking up. But as I'm picking up a lot of that mother energy. So, and I don't mean the mother that's just like the sweet, loving, nurturing, come let me hug you energy. I mean that of like, gonna go get her broom and ride all the way in to kind of kick our ass kind of energy. It's the mother kind of energy that just says to us, what the F are you doing and why are you doing it? And it comes so powerful. I have this strong sense of the goddess energy. I have the strong sense of like that wildness, that sense of self that is there. And it's just got this powerful, like kind of conviction energy where I just want to like, I myself have been feeling the effects of it, feeling like what the hell else can appear, what's going to come up. Nothing seems like it's working the way that it should, but I know or the way that I want it to work or with the desires, but I know that it will work with the highest good, but it doesn't mean it's easy. So there's a lot of challenging energy around us right now. I'm looking over my shoulder. I'm like, there's somebody standing over here. And I was actually on my way to leave the office and go, and I'm like, I'm just going to go drown the rest of my evening in the bathtub and go spend my time there. And I just heard, sit your ass back down and do this video. So here we go. We are here. And on the bottom of my deck is O'Malley. She's the imposter. So this is the imposter of us. It is the self that is depleted, tired, exhausted. And that's where we all kind of are in our energy. It's like we are tired, we're depleted, we've had enough of this kind of crap that we didn't start, we didn't start the fire, but we are the ones who've had the effects of all of this for the last few years. And it's like, it lays back to us like, if you all do this, or if you be this, or whatever it may be, but it's that manipulation of stories that are so powerful right now that we also feel ourselves standing up and standing in our light and standing in our truth, that this is not serving us. This is going to rise. So there's some predictions that's coming in for me. So we are in the midst of watching everything get to this top peak. It's like the volcano that has to erupt. Well, it's the same thing. A lot of volcano, and yes, the world also, I feel like we'll see a lot of these big storms, and this wind that we see so much of right now is so a part of everything else that we will see transpire by Mother Earth, through Mother Earth, because she is fucking pissed. She is tired of not good people, not good energy, using her as their motive to them to push their agendas to make their money off of her. And so that kind of energy is like she's gearing up to take charge again. And that mother energy is stepping in. The divine feminine energy is going to be stepping in. It's like, you know what? I let you try to do it on your own. You've all done a shitty ass job, and I'm coming in. And that's going to come in volcanoes. It's going to come in big eruptions, earthquakes, whatever it may be. But the world is going to fucking shake. And there's going to be a big shakeup of energy. Sorry for the swearing, but they are swearing up here. In this, the guides are swearing. Like there is this. They're like, how we need you to get this out impactfully like this. And so that is also that's what's also happening within the human itself, and not with an anger, but with a love for the fact that we want that sense of self and to have that beautiful life. And to get a beautiful life, we have to clear out the fear, the negative energy, and the not so good people. We have a lot of Jezebel energy. And if you don't know about Jezebel, I advise you to go check out what Jezebel really means. And so there's a lot of Jezebel energy. What appears to be beautiful, what appears like it could really serve you well, is really not going to be of service, because what it does, it comes in, it uses and manipulates with that energy and comes in. And then before you know it, it sucks the light, it sucks that light right out of you, right? It's just like, And so it's deception. So there is a lot of that deception energy that is also there. But on the back of this, there's also that still has that motherly love. And it's like, it's because I love you. It's because I love the ones that I love. And so I'm not going to let them continue to do this to you. So we're going to see a lot of shifting and a lot of moving pieces over the next few months, without a doubt. Now we're in the week of March the 7th, 2022. How do we bring that in right now? How do we connect to that? And so sometimes these are soft and they're gentle and they're just like, da, 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 da. Well, this doesn't feel soft and gentle. This feels like, you know what, from the place of depletion. It's, I wrote this in one of my books. When you see yourself at the end of every difficult situation and what it takes to finally get that, it's like to get that last little breath, that last little fight for life, and just say, no, my peace, to be at peace with myself. I cannot keep letting this happen to myself over and over again. So how do I be the change in my own world? And that's that eruption of our own energy within us sometimes, and just says, F that. Okay, now I'm done. Now I'm going to start doing this. And now I'm going to start taking action. Now I'm going to start paying more attention. Now I'm done doing the things that I was always doing. And I just wrote a blog about being 50 and being like 50 to 51 was like this pause. And as I'm preparing to turn 51 in the next few weeks, is that what I've noticed, what I really, really got this year for me is like, I've learned from the best from, people in my life that, and that I witness in just experiencing the world, is that, I've learned from the best on how to make myself a priority. Those around you that say, oh, but you got to be there for me. But in the meantime, they always make sure they care for themselves first, which is beautiful. It is wonderful. But us that are helpers, healers, have been of service to the world, been programmed, conditioned, we have not been that for ourselves first. And so now we have to be that of ourselves first, to be strong enough, to be courageous enough, to be everything that we need to be the person at the end of the stories, to be able to, I don't know why my camera keeps losing focus. And so that we can be that within ourselves, so that we can be what we need to be to rise back up. And so there is something that is being activated, something that's being ignited, something that's being brought to the surface. And it's not something that actually divides us. It's something that brings in that sense of unity. It's awareness that we are all tied to one. And so we have that temptation, that desire that, oh, maybe I should go do it on my own. Maybe if I just take off. And so I've been saying all week, I think I'm going to just take off and do it like the whole eat, pray, love journey. Like I'm just going to say F it to the world, and I'm just going to take off. And then I'm like, no, not really. But and so, because that's not how this will work for me. And so this is also for us, and it's allowing ourselves to be vulnerable enough to be at peace with the fact that we can't do it all alone, to know that we can join together and do things, collectively. So it does take a collective energy. Mother Earth may be rearing up. Mother may be coming in strong, and divine feminine may be coming in. But it's not just one divine mother. It's like the essence of all that it takes when all works together. When the mother up above works with the mother down below, right? When the mother of heavens works with the mother earth, imagine what happens in that in-between space. Is that what happens in that in-between space when light meets light, love meets love, and change happens. And when love meets love and light meets light, it's incredible what can unfold. And yes, we're looking at my cat house behind me again. And so here we're being reminded we have everything that we need. We are at that place of being at the end of some stories and about to start over. And we just like, do I have what it takes? Because we're tired. And yes, we do. Yes, 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 we do. And that then allows us to be the love storm that we need to be the change in our own lives, to be the changes in the world. As I'm dancing the card around, you can't even see the card. This is Frida, and she is the stargazer. And she's on top of the world. She's wrapped in her beautiful light. She is connected to the divine. Her crown chakra is wide open, and she's holding her light. She knows of the essence of what she is within her. She's conscious. She's working from the Christ consciousness, the conscious awareness, and that's where we have to really truly trust, to have our wisdom, our awareness, to work from our heart. And when you were working in light language and we're working with light, is the essence that when we're doing healing from angelic realm and doing angelic healing, we cannot bring our minds in. We don't work from our minds, we work from our heart. And when you start to work from that place, you start to allow your mind to be taken over, kind of thing. So to go from thinking from your subconscious way of thinking into allowing yourself into the angelic Christ-like thinking that is all love, all light, non-judgmental, and just filled with this power of just knowing that things are happening on our behalf, and we don't always have to be there. We just have to be the witness, the observer of our own experiences that are happening on our behalf. What we're being asked to do is to make peace with where we've been, so that we're not being held by those chains and a ball and chain energy that keeps us connected to the past, that is leaking out our power in order for us to be the charge, to be the conduit, to be the igniter of the future that we want to live in. I couldn't even think of the word, but that's the word I'm using. And so this is also, when we look at unity and temptation, is that sometimes that temptation gets caught up in like, it's like a sexual thing or a third person, which also may be coming in. What is the third person energy that's interfering in your life right now? What is that third person energy? So mind, body, soul connection, what keeps you from being fully connected to yourself? So in third, in the master number in mastering life is that we know that it goes beyond the 3 and we go to 4, right? So it's the power of the spirit, the essence outside of ourselves that has the power to be able to help us, guide us through. And so that's where our storms are of love, and that we do things of love. We don't become like the rest. So we are seeing some big changes. We are seeing some big energy rising up. You may be in this yourself. And this is still part of this dismantling of the old, letting go of the old energy. See, we have that temptation, the eye of the beholder, and this Queenie, all versions of ourselves, and crossing that rainbow bridge. Let your higher self guide you, not your emotions guide you. So important this week. Be present, be there for yourself as much as you're there for others. Making the connections. This is soul connection. This is Vedoma. And she's making that connection, that relationship to her soul. She knows that the best future will be with the relationship that she makes with herself, to be connected to herself, to be a part of her own journey, and to be able to move from that place. Timeless treasure. Okay. I'm like, I just heard put the cards away. So timeless treasure, what I'm getting, I'm going to use this last card. This is timeless treasure. The way that she's appearing to me is the essence of Lady Liberty. And I don't know where Lady Liberty is tying into this, but 2 years ago, I started to get the statue of Lady Liberty. I started to see water coming in. I started to see water flowing up around Lady Liberty. I knew that it tied to liberation, to freedom. There is something else. And I feel like this goes also back to the past, to, the arrival from one country into the US to start a new life. And this is where they would meet. This is where they would land. And, you start there, and all people would have was be their baggage, their hand. And I think that's where my eat, pray, love is coming in. It's like in my head, I'm like, maybe I should just just walk away with just my bags and just go and just like and start a new life and just begin again. And I'm picking up that same cycle of energy. All last week I was seeing, everywhere I went, the stars, and I have some sort of past life experiences, and it comes to me in my dreams of the times of the Holocaust. And I could see myself there, but in my dreams it's modern day. And I kept saying, but it's modern day, but it feels like. And I'm like, and this happens in like this big mall. And so that energy has been back again. As soon as I go north and I travel north and I get north and I go to one specific area, I always have the same experience. It comes back over and over again, and it's back again. So, and I had this experience 2 years ago when all of this was in motion, and now I'm having it again, and it's happening again. And I know that it is something that is playing out within our own times. And so there is a foreseeing of something that is truly about, how do I put this? About freedom and liberation. And so this is about being held either hostage to a story, being controlled, dictated, that kind of energy that tends to be coming in. And in it, I just kept seeing water washing in. It was like I was drowning, and I could feel myself going under the water. And then I could hear my partner says, let go, let go, let go. You can't keep holding on to the old. And with that, I came up from the water, and I can feel the essence of it again as I speak of it. So I know there is some sort of, not that I know physically know, but they know, and they're telling me something to do with water coming in, tides coming in, and just like that sense of, there's going to be many places in our lives where we feel like we're starting over, or we're going to have to start over. But many things feels like there is a repeat in control of higher power, ego power trips. And it could be tied to the war that is happening right now. It could be tied to there, but that is trickling through, and it feels like it's trying to seep its way further. And it's like, and I just keep seeing the star, and then I just keep seeing hope and faith. And that I know that this hope and faith will override in time. It's definitely some challenging energy, but I just feel like it's like we have to lose that ego. But divine feminine's coming in. The power of the divine feminine that's coming in, that's going to kind of be a powerful voice, a powerful change, and just saying enough is enough. This is bullshit. Enough is enough. And I don't know how it comes, I don't know where it comes from, but I just see it. So I see water, and then I see fire, and I see those eruptions. I know that's big story. I know that's a lot of things, but that's how the pieces are. How it all plays out, I'm not sure. But I can tell you that there is a lot of things that come out, secrets exposed, a lot of that kind of energy that truly shows us what the narrative has been all along. And so bring that into you now. So put that out into the world, right? That's the world's energy. Bring that into us. Where are we drowning ourselves in the stories and the fears still, or where are we still trying to like just bobbing above water sometimes in trying to hold on to everything of the past, whether because it's come from ego, maybe there's debt that we can't clear and we just have to say goodbye to it. Maybe it's letting go of the not letting go of your dream, but letting go of the dream right now, saying I need to have this house right now, and you've been really pushing yourself to buy, but everything feels wrong and it just feels pressured to you. It's okay to walk away and say, not now. And even though the narrative of the world is saying, oh, you better buy now or else you're going to be left out, everything goes in cycles. Everything is temporary. And trust me, on the other end of that, you'll be able to buy again in a few years. It's the temporary. So if you get caught in the spiral, you're going to be going down the drain with all the other stories of everything else that's out there. And you'll be flushing away your dreams, and you'll be angry at yourself, and you'll be depressed, and you'll be all of those things, instead of saying, you know what, not right now. My dreams, I've seen it in my dream. So if I put my faith in God and God consciousness, whatever you believe in, if I hold on to that hope and I just know, then I know Something is coming. Maybe I did think it was coming right now, and maybe it's tomorrow. Who knows? But maybe it's not. But my dream said this truth, and it may not look exactly like it. So there's something great still coming for me. And holding on to that for yourself, not letting yourself be a victim to the narrative of the desired outcome of only a small number of people that are trying to be that in control, but to know that there is a larger number of that are not in the connection to that narrative, and that you can still get your dreams, but stop holding on to the way that you thought things were going to be, the way you thought things should be, and starting to allow yourself to be free of that. Coming in with this, I know I have the beautiful guides, the angels that are just saying, do you trust us? Do you trust us? Do you have to have faith in something beyond ourselves, even in the darkest days, even in the hardest times? And we have to know that something is still working for the highest good. And we just let go and we just say, you know what? I'm just going to, my surrender is in peace. I'm making peace with what I can and cannot do. I am also making peace with that sense of that it's okay for me to be a little bit of a volcano, a little bit of an eruption sometimes, with love, to do things that are going to guide me in the direction of my new earth beginning, my new world beginning, my fresh start beginning. And that we don't have to be that story. And so we are in the process of, like with our bags, starting a new life. It's like starting a new life, giving ourselves a new name, a new narrative, a new identity, whatever it may be, whatever we have finally released and let go of. Now we're able to say, I get to now decide. I will decide. I will decide this. I will decide that. Because that mother energy is saying, are you done now with that bullshit? Are you done letting somebody else run your life? Are you done letting somebody else have that much control over you? Are you done letting your mind have that much control over you? Your old stories, that fear story. And it's time for us to step into a liberation of freedom and to liberate ourselves from our own entrapment of fear that has had such a hold, or the thought of how we thought things should be, and let it go. And move into trusting the unfolding of something of greatness as the divine feminine comes within, and the divine masculine then starts to clear the path and clears the energy. But there is opportunities that are still there and still coming in. As somebody just rubbed my arm, so I can tell you. That's how I know they're here. They have special language. So this is the I can tell you. So when I can tell you come, I know that's always Archangel Michael. I can tell you. And that's exactly as it comes in. There is a power, a strength, a conviction. He's been on earth for a couple of years, working through us, through all of this. I seen when he landed. And now he's just like called in the troops, and they are very much on earth. And so miracles can happen. Things can change overnight. The narrative that they're pushing may never make it all the way to the end of their story, because all we had to do is block that energy, block that story, and just, enough stand up against it, and enough get in the light and start singing jolly and happy. And I feel like you're going to see some changes happen. Doesn't mean we're neglecting the fact that there is still war. We do still have war energy. And sometimes that narrative of a peaceful war, being at peace within our hearts, that's still very much alive. And so not to be at war with our own selves is very important right now, to make peace with ourselves, to release so that we can fly, so that we can begin again. And this time knowing that we can create our own identity, that we can be our true selves, that we can be this essence of ourselves. And that's the parts of where we are leaving the old behind and moving forward into a new time, a new era. We're ascending, we're evolving, we're growing. And there is so much more for us to be able to see. What else is unfolding? I'm not sure. They haven't given it all to me, but they do show me through those dreams that there is this essence of, I keep seeing that star, I keep seeing that energy that is here, but it's also due north, the Star of David. There's so many ways that star can be, but all I know, it just says, keep looking up, keep looking up, keep looking up, keep looking forward. And that's exactly what we have to do. Keep looking up, keep looking forward, keep growing, keep evolving, and keep moving on. Much love, and have a beautiful week. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.